We begin with an update this morning. The Stevens Point Area Public School District says it needs more money and is asking taxpayers for help. A $14 million referendum will be on the April ballot. The Green Bay man, internationally known as Uncle Fester, still doesn't have an attorney. Stephen Preisler faces multiple drug charges, including maintaining a drug house. Breaking news just into our newsroom this morning. Country singer Toby Keith died Monday at the age of 62 after a battle with stomach cancer. Keith was diagnosed with stomach cancer in 2022. We have some breaking news this morning out of Appleton. One person was sent to the hospital after a shooting involving police. Officials say it happened near the Maritime Tavern at around 1:30 this morning. My work here is done for the rest of the week. So for this weekend now, I've got my sunglasses here and my Century World hat. So I'm all ready, Aaron. Attorney General Josh Kaul says he's leading a coalition of 42 attorneys general to allow funding for the Federal Crime Victims Fund. Lights, camera, and action may soon return to Tinseltown. Leaders with the Writers Guild of America voted in favor of its members going back to work 1 minute after midnight. Well, things are picking up out here. As you can see behind me, there are quite a few golfers out there on the driving range getting their swing ready as the championship begins here in about 25 minutes. Well, Aaron, good morning and happy Groundhog Day. There's a lot we're looking forward to. We are still awaiting to hear the answer from that famous weather woodchuck out there in Pennsylvania. Happening today, the Wausau Police Department is officially swearing in their new police chief. Current Deputy Police Chief Matt Barnes will take the reins during a ceremony tonight at 5:30. While they're hoping the new home of the sculpture park will be here at Wildwood Park, Jurassic Park will stay open here in its current location until Clyde calls it quits. I think they're good. I like Shamrock Shakes.
Yeah, I do like Shamrock Shakes too.
Well, you and I will go, and then
there
we'll just
we go.
leave Audrey
Give me a
behind,
strawberry shake, okay?
No, it's got to be
think
Shamrock.
about it.
It's not part of the season, Audrey. My coworkers are kind of giving me the business about that, so I need some ideas of what to get for Christmas gifts. What do you have here for us?
Hey, you and me both, Tony, but
Okay,
I have
good.
some
Not
great
alone.
gift suggestions.
In Packers coverage this morning, the team is expecting to be getting two of their biggest offensive weapons back for tomorrow's game against the Lions. Head coach Matt LaFleur says he's cautiously optimistic that running back Aaron Jones will be back. It is a winter wonderland out here, and as the snow continues to fall, I talked with both Marathon County Highway Department and Wausau Public Works, and they say it's been a scramble. Yeah, well, good morning, Aaron. It's been all hands on deck to make sure everything is ready for the U.S. Senior Open. They've been planning the security since the Senior Open was announced back in February of 2021.
It is a first alert weather day. We've got the latest on the impact of a major winter storm that'll impact Badger State, including some heavy snow, strong winds, and treacherous travel conditions. Details in your first alert forecast.
I just thought that they would have been still here today.
And the two boys who died in a Sun Prairie pond earlier this week are being remembered. Why their mom believes more could have been done to prevent the tragedy. Plus, the U.S. and U.K. bombed an Iran-backed group in response to attacks along the Red Sea trade route, what congressional leaders are saying. And later, a dedicated program in Wausau is helping people overcome writer's block. Sunrise 7's Chandler Ducker will be in studio this morning to explain how.
You're waking up with Sunrise 7.
Well, good morning, and thanks for waking up with us on this Friday morning. I'm Tony Langfellow. Aaron Taylor has the day off. Let's send it over to meteorologist Jeremy Tabin right away here on this first alert weather day. Jeremy, good morning. Looks like we're in for quite a bit of snow today compared to the last couple of days, huh?
Yeah, this will be our biggest snowfall so far this winter season for most locations. A lot more details on all of this coming up.
All right, see you in a bit, Jeremy. Well, we're taking a live look at road conditions across north central Wisconsin with the 511 road conditions map. You can see there's not a lot of color in the map in our area right now, but it is trending in our direction. Just a reminder that purple means slippery stretches, red means roads are ice covered, blue means that they're snow covered, and green means that you're good to go. Be sure to give yourself plenty of time as you're heading out the door this morning. Well, with the incoming winter storm today, many area schools have called classes off. This includes Abbotsford School District, Antigo School District, D.C. Everest Schools, Marshfield, Stevens Point, Wisconsin Rapids, and the Wausau School District. But that's only a few of them. There are many more school closures today. To keep up on the closings, watch the ticker at the bottom of your screen. And for a full list, head to our website at WSAW.com. Some communities are already declaring snow emergencies because of the snow. Plover and Stevens Point both start at noon today. Plover's goes until noon Saturday, and Points goes until 6 a.m. Saturday. No cars could be parked on streets. Many places are closing for the day as well. We have a list of those on our website. While we're in for our second snowstorm this week, other parts of the country are getting their share of winter as well. This is video from North Platte, Nebraska. That's west of Lincoln. They're under a blizzard warning out there. The system that is bringing snow there and parts of Iowa is headed our way. Well, today's winter storm also comes as we head into a holiday weekend, which means many folks will be on the roads today and tomorrow. Road crews and first responders are preparing for the storm not just in north central Wisconsin, but across the state as well. In Green Bay, the police department has a message and advice for drivers. They say if you plan to travel, you must have a plan. They saw about 15 crashes during Tuesday's storm. The commander of the department says most crashes can be prevented if drivers take their time, avoid distractions, and give other drivers plenty of room.
As we go into tomorrow's snowstorm and then the cold weather, people just need to, slow down, have a plan, prepare, and then just mentally, build in some time in their day to go a little slower and make sure that they're not in a rush so that we can prevent these crashes from occurring.
If you're planning to travel on the interstate, the Department of Transportation reminds drivers to check out the 511 maps to see real-time road conditions and traffic cameras. While road crews can plan for all types of snowstorms, sometimes there are storms that bring extra challenges with them. And in northeast Wisconsin, the remnants of Tuesday's storm are still visible. Some north-facing traffic lights and road signs that help direct southbound traffic are still covered in snow. The way Tuesday's storm blew into the region is the exact opposite of what public works officials like to see.
Heavy, wet snow with high winds being driven directly out of the north. That's one of our two conditions that we worry about the most as far as being a perfect storm.
The LED bulbs in the traffic lights don't burn hot enough to melt the snow. Green Bay road crews were sent out to check lights on Thursday, and when necessary, they were cleaned off. One place that's ready for the snow is Sylvan Hill in Wausau. So far, staff at the Tubing Hill have had to delay their season twice. Now they're set to open today. Staff say they're ready to go, but will close the hill if it gets too cold. Details can be found on their Facebook page. And we can help you stay ahead of any upcoming severe weather. All you have to do is download our First Alert Weather app. It gives you access to radar alerts and warnings specific to your area. It's free for Apple and Android. 5 minutes after the hour, and new details this morning. The two boys who died in a Sun Prairie pond rescue earlier this week are being remembered at a candlelight vigil. Former teachers, friends, family, and community members remember the strong relationship the brothers had with each other. One of the boys fell through the ice in the pond, and the other tried to rescue him. The mom of the two boys says her family recently moved to the area with hopes to have a great start in the new year.
I just thought that they would have been still here today. We just had so many plans. I've had so many plans for them. I mean, church, Odyssey.
Kiana believes more could have been done to help save her sons as bystanders watched while they were stuck on the ice. Happening today, the Office of Children's Mental Health will brief legislators and the public about the status of children's mental health in Wisconsin. The 2023 annual report will be discussed starting at 10 a.m. The report will detail concerning trends and what can be done to improve children's well-being. Republican Representative Pat Snyder of Schofield is one of the speakers. He's the Legislative Children's Caucus co-chair. You can watch the briefing live on WSAW. 6 minutes after the hour and new this morning, President Joe Biden says the U.S. and U.K. struck more than 60 Houthi targets in Yemen overnight. That's in response to the Iran-backed group's attacks on commercial shipping vessels along the Red Sea trade route. The attacks threatened to drive up the cost of oil, gas, and other goods globally. Biden says he ordered the attack with backing from the Netherlands, Canada, Bahrain, and Australia. Some congressional leaders are expressing bipartisan support for the strikes, but it's unclear what lawmakers knew in advance.
We haven't been briefed on the specifics of these strikes, but I expect that we will be in the days ahead.
The kinds of attacks that they've been conducting since November 19th will not be tolerated.
Meanwhile, a senior Biden administration official says more action could follow.
With sub-zero high at -1.
Just about 10 minutes after the hour, and next on Sunrise 7, a new program for youth in La Crosse is helping out first responders. More on how every second matters in a crisis and how kids are offering some major help.
I'm live in the studio this morning. The Wausau Riding Collective is meeting together tomorrow to beat writer's block and collaborate. I'll tell you how it started and its purpose and how you can take part coming up next.
New tonight, less than 60 days from now, about 40 people living at a Schofield trailer park will be evicted from their homes. It's a battle that's gone back and forth for many years there. News Channel 7's Tony Langfellow joined us in the studio. Tony, why would these people be getting evicted?
Well, Dale, Sustainable Resources, the owner of Hidden Lakes Estates, has been operating the trailer park without a license for over a year and a half. Now a Marathon County judge says everyone has to move out by November 8th.
If they give us 6 months, fine, but 60 days, that's ridiculous.
Travoy Tuttle has been living at Hidden Lakes Estates for 6 years. He says he wasn't even told about the 60-day notice until this interview. The judge's decision to evict everyone happened on Tuesday.
No, we have not been told. There has not been notices put on our doors. No notices in our mailbox. There's been rumors and innuendos from other properties, but no notices at all.
Tuttle is frustrated with the city of Schofield. He believes they don't care for the people.
The city is doing nothing. They want the real estate, and they don't have the backbone to tell people.
The legal battle over the troubled property began in 2020. At the time, the city filed a lawsuit against property owner Sustainable Resources.
The basis of the lawsuit that began was Sustainable Resources was operating a business without a license.
While the lawsuit was being filed, Sustainable Resources applied for a license to operate, but it was eventually denied by Schofield in January 2021. Now folks are forced to leave their homes with no place to go.
My heart is heavy, and my biggest concern is for the residents.
Joan Joss is the alderperson for the area encompassing the trailer park. She says the property owner has broken promises the city couldn't handle any longer. Joss says the neglected property has a rodent problem, drugs, garbage that hasn't been emptied, squatters, among other issues.
And I would say in my weekly drive-thrus the last 6 months, the park has deteriorated beyond all belief.
Joss says Marathon County plans to help people living at the park find somewhere else to go. But for people like Tuttle, that's a tall task in the small window before eviction. What are you going to do next?
I have no idea. I do not know.
An update on a story we first told you about back in September. A central Wisconsin woman has successfully completed her walk from Stevens Point to southern Texas.
News Channel 7's Tony Langfellow talked with Mary Hesh about her emotional journey.
Mary Hesh started her walk on September 15th and finished on December 30th. She did it to bring awareness to pulmonary fibrosis, which her mom died of 25 years ago. But the walk became even more meaningful after a turn of events.
It was magical and challenging. Those are my two words that I've come up with.
To Mary Hesh, her walk to the Corpus Christi area from Stevens Point is something she'll never forget. She did it to honor her mom.
I thought, as long as I want to walk to an ocean, why don't I walk to her favorite spot? And we actually did a celebration of life for her down here, and her ashes are in the bay, the Gulf.
Mary's 1,439-mile walk took 99 days, with about 8 days of rest.
It went by really fast. Every day seemed to bring some new connecting experience.
But on the way, her walk had new meaning. Mary's biggest cheerleader was her 93-year-old father, Orville. On December 12th, tragedy occurred. Little did she know, this goodbye to her dad at the start of the walk,
You got the first steps in there with me. Yeah.
would be their last.
When I heard about his death, I cried for 2 hours and kept saying, I think it'd be a good thing to walk today. Just get my mind off of it, and my dad would want me to finish.
Though the walk increasingly became physically and emotionally draining, Mary didn't make this walk alone.
It's something I never thought I'd do, and how many people get to do that? I feel really, really lucky.
Mary's friend Joan Dold stuck with her the whole way, supporting Mary and a cause to change lives.
If we only made a difference in 10 people's lives, that was worth it for me.
Mary carried her dad's ashes for the final few steps and spread them in the water.
I love you so much. I miss you so much.
Mary's parents were now reunited.
Hope I made you proud.
Tony Langfellow, News Channel 7.